there's no time like springtime to start getting our financial house in order. And of course, it always helps to have some help with some of these complicated issues from the pros. So we have an expert on our team. David Carrier is joining us today with some exciting news and a couple of introductions.
That's correct. Well, you know, we're going to start with the mystery and then we'll get to the mystery guests. How about that?
That sounds terrific. So the mystery has to do with all this, looks like trash.
Well, we got it out of the trunk of your car.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all right. That's exactly
That's the
right.
mystery, yeah.
Well, the thing is, you know, law firms are all into trust. Well, you know, law firms make a lot of money on probate. And so starting about probably 20, 30 years ago, law firms got very much into trusts. So question, why would law firms give up all that sweet and wonderful probate money? Why would they do that and go to trust? You know, they're cutting their throats. Why would, and you know, the other part of the mystery is probate courts haven't gone out of business. Now, lots and lots of folks have trust. You have a trust, you know, all these trusts, trust, everywhere trust. And yet, probate court still busy as ever. And why would the lawyers be into giving up all the probate work? Well, here's the solution.
Here's the solution.
Here's the solution.
Does the box represent the actual trust itself?
The box is the trust.
And then all this stuff is stuff that should be packed neatly in the trust?
Whether it's your savings or your donuts, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. This is, think about, you're doing your taxes now, right?
Right.
Think of that mess of paper on your desk that you just wish an accountant would come in and take care of.
Right.
Right? Well, it kind of looks like this a little bit, maybe?
Yeah.
Right? Well, this is how most people do trusts. They get the trust, they get the box, oh yeah, I got the wonderful trust, but nothing's in it, or maybe, you know, half a donut, okay?
And so they may think that they're all set because I have a trust.
I have a trust. Oh, I got a trust.
But
Trust,
in
wonderful.
reality, there's a lot of stuff that isn't neatly bundled into that
That's
trust.
correct. And you know, I've been doing this on my own now for 27 years, been a lawyer for longer than that, but for about 27 years, and it took me about 6 months to figure out that people were not putting the stuff in the trust. The law firm I work for, a very good law firm, wonderful people, and yet unfunded trusts.
And so it gets very complicated, I think, for most individuals to navigate through all of this themselves because we have so many different things that really should be in that
You
trust.
are so right.
And so what does the box on the end represent?
Well, this is what this is what Christy and Eric do all day.
Okay.
Them and the other 6 members of the funding team. No other law firm, to my knowledge, even has a funding team. We have 8 folks on ours, and they're the people responsible for cleaning up the mess and making sure that the thing works. And it's real easy, ain't it, guys?
Oh, no.
Not at all.
No, it's not. A lot of people think it should be because, oh, you know, you made the trust, you can just fill it up, right? We have a process. It takes, at the very least, 8 weeks to get done. Here we have just one of the many possible forms. This is 66 pages of stuff that you have to fill out. It's completely blank on what goes in here. There's instructions, quite a few pages, but no one wants to read those.
And that's Vanguard. That's
Vanguard, yep.
And that's a pretty typical thing. A lot of our folks have Vanguard funds, but it's the same for Fidelity or Janus or whoever else you've got.
Right, yeah, it is. And even when it comes to bank accounts, every bank works differently. Every bank has different rules and regulations, different ways that they will or won't work with people. And sadly, what we find a lot of times is that each branch doesn't necessarily know the main bank's actual rules because no one gets trained in this
And
because
they train,
no one does it.
Yeah, and they change, the rules change,
Yes.
the laws change. It can be very complicated. And so as you work with people, helping them navigate through the process is what you and your team do.
Correct. Yep. We work very closely with the institutions to find out all these new policies because it is evolving every day.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so David, it all starts really by coming to one of your life plan workshops.
Starts with the workshop.
And that's a good place to start because what happens at those workshops really gives people at least the introduction to the piece
That's
of
exactly right.
information.
Well, you know, lots of times people think, oh, this should be simple and it should be easy and all the rest. And believe me, we make it as easy and simple as we can. But my funding team keeps telling me, don't tell people it's easy. It's not easy. I say, okay, well, it's as easy as it can be.
Yes.
All right? And at least it gets done. 8 weeks. I mean, are you going to do it? Listen, people don't do it. And that's the dirty little secret about trusts. They don't work. And it doesn't have anything to do, and guess what? the way attorney, and if you have a trust, I challenge you, go to your trust documents and look for the thing that says funding instructions.
Okay.
This is the letter that they're going to give your kids to blame you because you're going through probate. I mean, that's how it works.
Okay, so let's talk about the life plan workshops that you have coming up.
Sure.
Because you have locations in many different communities across
Right.
West Michigan. You have teams assembled in different communities that are ready to help people.
That's correct. We do the Grand Rapids Life Plan workshops, every single week the good Lord brings, right? And then we do them alternatively in Norton Shores, down in Portage, we do them in Holland. And we have our hometown workshop series. This is where we kind of go all around the place, whether it's to Grand Haven or to Battle Creek or wherever.
Byron Center,
Byron
every
Center.
once in a while, Holland.
Yep.
Okay, so you also have some what you call visiting experts.
Visiting experts. We love the visiting experts. That's
Okay.
right. So we bring people in. We don't do everything, right? This is kind of what we're focused on. But we are honoring some of the veterans. Eric's a vet. I'm a vet. We've got a lot of veterans hanging around the place.
Yes.
And so we'll be doing this on Wednesday, May 31st, on Memorial Day, or just pretty close
Right
to
around,
Memorial
yeah,
Day.
Memorial Day, yeah.
Close enough, right?
Yeah. And that's your location on the East Belt Line.
That's
It's
correct.
a great place to visit. And again, all that information is also available on your website.
On the website.
Thanks so much.
Sure.
Great information. You make me think that you need to make sure that everything looks like that.
That is correct.
All the donuts in the box. And stay right there. More of EightWest when we come back.
Yes.